Let your body scream out, "Good morning!" Hello and welcome to another episode of Challenge Your Mindset. I'm your host, Nuda, and I had a friend in high school who told me how much she enjoyed her mornings. She said that she would wake up before the rest of her family would, and she would make herself a cup of coffee and sit down and read her book while sipping on her coffee in the morning. And to me, that was bizarre for two reasons. Number one, we were in ninth grade, and I thought that was a bit too young for someone to be drinking coffee. And number two, she said she enjoyed her mornings. I certainly, at the time, didn't enjoy my mornings. My mornings were full of stress. I needed to make sure everything was in my backpack. I needed to get out the door so I could get to school on time. It was a lot of things happening in a short amount of time, especially if I woke up late. And so I never really enjoyed my mornings. I knew that my mornings could suck. They could be dreadful. Sometimes my mood would carry on from the night before, and this happens to everyone. And as I grew older, I realized your mornings set up the rest of your day. And even if your mood carries on from the night before, you might have had a fight with a loved one, you might have deadlines at work, an assignment you didn't finish. That happens and it'll continue to happen. But how we make our first few minutes in our day, it could set up how we feel for the rest of the day. So if we can make it a little more cheerful, if we can make it a little happier, a little more excited rather than stressed out, switching stress with excitement, and a little bit more cheeriness to our day, it could really set us up for success. And so for today's episode, we're going to be talking about 10 things you can do to improve your morning so you can not only have a good morning, but a great day after this short break. And I'm back. So in order to improve your morning, it has to start from the night before. So typically, sometimes I set my alarms from the night before. And let's say I want to wake up by 7:30. I might set my alarm at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock rolls around, my alarm goes off. I get up, turn off my alarm, go back to bed, sleep for another 10 minutes, right? Because I hit the snooze for another 10 minutes. Wake up in 10 minutes when the alarm goes off, turn it off again, and then it goes off after 10 minutes. It's 7:20 at this point. I take my phone, maybe scroll through my phone for 10 minutes, and then 7:30, the alarm goes off again, and that's when I actually get out of bed. Now, I accomplished the goal of getting out of bed at 7:30, but I woke up at 7 o'clock. I woke up at 7 to get out of bed at 7:30. Wake up with the intention to wake up. So instead of me having to put the alarm 7 and then snoozing and then eventually getting out of bed, it would be more helpful to myself to actually gain those extra 30 minutes of sleep and then actually waking up at 7:30. So putting on an alarm at the actual time that I'm actually going to be getting out of bed. So waking up with the intention to wake up is very important, and it starts from the night before when you're setting your alarms. Number one, wake up with the intention to wake up. Number two, when you wake up, smile. Try to trick your brain into thinking that you're happy that you're awake. Bonus points if you tell yourself that you're awesome or today will be a good day, or just say something kind to yourself, So smile, trick your brain into thinking that you're happy that you're awake. Even if you're not, no matter how stressful your day might turn out to be, just for those first few minutes that you're awake in the morning, just trick your brain into thinking that you're happy that you're awake. Just smile. And number three, don't check your phone. Believe me, the world didn't end overnight. You'll either be getting bad news if someone texted you overnight or received an email from work. And if you're getting good news, then guess what? Put it on hold for 30 minutes and it'll make your morning just that much better when you actually check it. But for the first 30 minutes of your morning, don't check your phone. Number four, use the bathroom, brush your teeth, and wash your face. I was actually shocked. I remember talking to one of my friends about this, and she said she didn't use the bathroom in the morning. And that to me was really weird because you're sleeping for 8 hours a night if you have a healthy-ish sleeping schedule, about 7-8 hours a night. So your body's been holding in all the liquids from the night before. Even if you had used the bathroom, it accumulates that liquid overnight. You need to pee in the morning. So use the bathroom, brush your teeth, and wash your face. Washing your face, I know there's this whole hype about a skincare routine and the importance of skincare and all of that. As important as skincare might be, and as much as the hype is going on right now, maybe in the future it might die down a little bit, and so you might not be as consistent. The one thing that you should be consistent with when it comes to skincare is washing your face. Washing your face is not something that's difficult. After you use the bathroom and you wash your hands are already wet. Just run them over your face, and there you go. You'll have a clean face. And you'll feel refreshed too. So make sure to use the bathroom, brush your teeth for your own sake, and wash your face. Number 5, drink a cup of water. So just like how you've released everything when you've used the bathroom, you've been fasting for the past 8 hours. Your body's hungry, it's thirsty. Drink a cup of water. Your body's been fasting. So be kind to your body, be gentle with yourself, and drink a cup of water for your own sake. And then for number 6, sit on the floor and breathe. So some people might refer to this as meditation. I just like to think of it as calming your nerves. Sit on the floor against a wall and take 5 deep breaths to calm your nerves. You could be having a long day ahead of you, but for right now, just focus on your breathing. Center yourself. There's no imminent threat. There won't be a lion running through the door or monster waiting for you in the closet, so just breathe. Side note, actually, I had learned a few months ago of this breathing technique. So essentially you draw a square or you can imagine a square, and each side of that square represents 5 seconds. So the top part is like 5 seconds breathing in, the side is hold it for 5 seconds, the bottom is breathe out for 5 seconds, and then the last side is just breathe normally. And then you restart the box. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out, breathe normally. And you do that again and again until you feel calm, right? And it actually works. I tend to use this if I'm going to be doing something that might be a little more nerve-wracking for myself, or when I'm anxious before a presentation or a stressful meeting, or even when you just saw that you had 10 missed calls from your parents and you're about to call them back. Doing these breathing exercises can really help. But for right now, this is just the morning. Sit on the floor and breathe. And since you're already sitting on the floor, number 7 is to stretch. Do some leg stretches, stretch your arms, get that blood flowing. You've been sleeping in your bed. You haven't been moving around much. So you want to get your blood pumping. Wake up your body. Bonus points if you have it in you. You could start doing a couple of jumping jacks or sit-ups or some form of exercise. Let your body scream out, "Good morning." Just stretch a little. So now you're sitting on the floor, you're breathing, now you're stretching. And number 8, it's time to get back up. Sit on your desk, grab a notebook, and journal. So I'm working on an episode especially focused on this because there's so many different types of journaling and there's so many benefits to journaling. But the one that's easiest for the morning is writing 1 thing that you're grateful for and 3 things that you plan to do that day. And I find this to be especially helpful because it puts my brain in the right mindset for the rest of my day. What are my goals? Some may refer to this as, making a to-do list, but I think of it as just a part of journaling. Journaling shouldn't be something that's burdensome. You modify it to the way that it works for you. Mornings are just a little bit better when you have a purpose. So reminding yourself that, hey, I'm grateful because I feel safe, that I could pay my rent, that I have a job, that I'm healthy. There's so many things to be grateful for, and you could just write 1 thing. Just write 1 thing, and it'll help you reassess what is actually important, right? And then 3 things that you plan to do. And the thing is that at the end of the day, when you come back to that list and actually see that you've done those 3 things, you just feel that much better. Even if it's just like, do my laundry, wash the dishes, and feed my cat. 3 basic things that you were anyways going to do, but putting it on a list and actually checking it off makes you feel just that much better. Number 9, now it's time to get out of your room and into the kitchen. Make yourself some breakfast. Food. Now that your digestive system is prepared by drinking that cup of water, you can go ahead and eat. Breakfast is very, very important. Coffee alone is not breakfast. Eat something that's high in protein and fat, but lower the amount of bread that you eat. Try to replace your bagel with cream cheese with yogurt and granola, or eat eggs with some fruit. Try to avoid cereals since they're high in sugar. Make your breakfast something nutritious. If you're running late, always have something that's quick to grab in your home. So yogurt is a good choice. If you have like granola bars, string cheese. If you have time in the morning, you could make yourself a smoothie, make yourself an omelet. There are so many different options for breakfast, but as we talked about with drinking a cup of water in the morning because your body has been fasting all night, your body is also hungry. Feed it. Give it some energy so your body could go about its day in the best way possible. And number 10 is have a routine. Routine tells your brain what to expect. No surprises, just consistency. Consistency helps your brain settle into normalcy no matter where you are or what's happening. It's like giving yourself a hug every morning. If your job requires travel, or you're going to an interview for a university out of state, or you have something that's going on that day that isn't something normal in your day, having a routine really helps your brain calm down and relax because there won't be any surprises in that routine. And so with that, those are the 10 ways you can improve your morning. Number 1, just as a quick recap, wake up with the intention to wake up. Set your alarms for the time that you're actually going to wake up. Number 2, smile when you wake up. Number 3, don't check your phone for at least 30 minutes since the moment you wake up, other than to turn off your alarm. Number 4, use the bathroom, brush your teeth, and wash your face. Number 5, drink a cup of water. Number 6, sit on the floor and breathe. Number 7, since you're already on the floor, do some stretches. Number 8, get up off the floor and write in your journal 1 thing you're grateful for and 3 things you plan to do for that day. Number 9, make some breakfast for yourself. And number 10, have a routine to help your brain calm down and settle into normalcy no matter what you have going on. And so for this week's weekly mindset challenge, I want you to choose 1 thing off of the list of 10 things that you can do and do it consistently for the next week. See how it makes you feel. See how that consistency might change the way that you wake up in the morning, might change the way that the rest of your day goes just because you changed 1 thing in your morning. This is all I have for you for this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Challenge Your Mindset. Follow this podcast wherever you may cast your pods by hitting that plus button. You could also follow us on Instagram at Nura_unplugged. That's Nura, NORA_unplugged. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a fabulous day and an even better week, and I will see you next week.